Okay, let's talk about why you shouldn't believe everything that you think. Now, for those of you new here, I'm Kai Clifford, and I'm here to help you sort yourself out. I'm here to help you get control of your negative thinking, help you get control of your health, your wealth, and your relationships through spiritual growth, and through really understanding your psychology and how to actually change your mindset. Now, this has been something that I've been studying for, really 20 years, just about, almost 20 years coming up soon. And I can tell you, as someone that used to have PTSD, extreme social anxiety, even chronic health issues, one that almost killed me, or one chronic fatigue, the doctors told me I'd be sick with forever, but I didn't believe them. I know what it takes to change your mind. I know what it takes to change your life. And now one of the biggest things is to realize that you have to stop believing everything that you think. Why is it that you think that just because you hear it, it's true? If you think, oh, I'm not good enough, why is that necessarily true? If you think, oh, they're going to judge me, why is that necessarily true? Whatever is going on in your mind, just because you hear it, it doesn't mean it's true. But here's the kicker, is that it will become true because our thoughts are the thinking substance that the universe is made up of. Our thoughts are creative, and our thoughts turn into matter. Energy turns into matter. So when you focus on something for long enough, it does become real, and the mirror reflection calls the exact thing that you're focusing on into your life. Right? So if this is a topic that you think is valuable and you'd like to give back some sort of energy exchange, please share this video so more people get their hot little hands on this potent information. Now, one of the best ways that I found to really take control of your negative thinking is to make fun of it. So some of my clients, there was one client that I had many years ago, she just popped right into my mind because it was such a great session where she wanted to move interstate, from Sydney to Melbourne. And she was so scared that she wouldn't know anyone there. She wanted to go there to set up some permaculture or something like that, but she didn't know anyone there. And so her negative thought was telling her that she wouldn't know anyone there. And the thought she would say is that no one would be there. No one would be there. And she was stuck on the idea that she'd be there all alone. And so because of my sessions, we do this trauma-informed somatic body work where we move energy through the body, with tapping, but with breathing right into the areas where you feel the negative feeling. What happened was, as I was guiding her to do this, she's also repeating what she needs to say. So I intuit what you need to say. And I was having her make fun of the thoughts by saying, no one will be there. And then I was like, I'm going to get to Melbourne and it's going to be completely empty. And I'm going to be walking around the city and absolutely no one will be there. It's going to be a ghost town. And as we went through this, it had her mind going, wait there, that's not true. That's not true at all. And so when you exaggerate the negative thought and you make fun of it and you go, ha ha ha, and you really exaggerate it, then your mind has to go, wait, that's just silly. And then you zoom back in, closer to reality. And your mind has already basically told yourself that, wait there, no, that's not true. It's not true that no one will be there. Of course someone will be there. And so then you can give yourself a reality check and you can really sort yourself out, basically. So one of the best ways to stop negative thinking is to notice when you're dramatizing a situation and then over dramatize it, because, we love to do these blanket statements like everyone hates me or no one cares or, things like that. But what if you use everyone loves me, everyone likes me, everyone cares? And doesn't that feel weird to change it? It's but literally no one, literally everyone? No, that's not a real thing. But what is real is that the right people will care. The right people, it's the right people. So when you change it in your mind and allow yourself to even say, no, everyone likes me. Everyone who matters likes me. Everyone likes me. Everyone who matters. And then you notice the tension that comes up in your body. That is an unconscious belief that's trying to protect you, saying it's not safe to believe this belief that everyone likes me. And so that's where you go in and do the energy work. So sometimes in my sessions with my clients, I'll start off with a real positive statement, such as I'm a success and, you know, like whatever it is, like whatever you want, but whatever's in the way will go like super positive. And then we look for the actual block. Like, so when you say like something really positive, like I will absolutely 100% win and be able to do this without any trouble whatsoever. And then you'll feel a tension come up in your body. Now that tension is your unconscious mind, and it has an actual thought underneath that you can tune into. And this is where you have to learn how to listen to your body. And that's what I'm here for, to help my clients do. I'm here to help you tune into what your body actually is saying to you, because your body holds your unconscious mind. It's not just in your brain, it's all throughout your body. This also includes your aches, your pains, your chronic illnesses, the anxieties, the fears, all these things coming up hold your unconscious beliefs. So let's say you say something really positive, like I'm really absolutely going to win this and rock at this for sure. And then you have a tension come up. Then you go in and you find the tension. You might like to give it a color. Like maybe you say, okay, what color is it? And rather than just being this big, like, ooh, tense feeling, it starts to turn into this object that's almost like foreign to you. It's like it's very different. It's not just this swirling feeling that's you. And you give it a color. And then this is very profound. This will heal any problem, any issue that you have in your way. And once you give it the color, then you give it the texture, the sensation, you play around with like, what's it made out of? You play around with exactly how big it is in your body. And guess what? After a while, you will actually have it as a shape, and it might be even bigger than your body. It might be smaller. It might be a little tiny object, or it might be massive in a weird jagged shape, or it could be a blob or any sort of thing. Because these are actual solidified thoughts that turn into matter, that turn into, well, eventually chronic illness. So what you have to do is go in and find these actual condensed energy blocks. And then once you've got it as a like little object and shape with a color, that's when you give it a face. And then you start listening to it. So you might say to it, oh, I hear that you're scared. And then you listen. And it will say, yeah, I'm scared, or something like that. Or it might say, no, I'm not, I'm angry. Or maybe it won't say anything. And that just means you need to feel into a bit more, say again the positive thing, and bring up that fear feeling and tune into it again. And then once you get it talking, like just by simply saying the thing that you've already brought up, like, oh, okay, I'm actually really scared of believing that let's say you say, I'm already really scared of believing that I can win at this. And then you might ask it, well, why are you scared of believing this? Because the most important thing is that you find out how your negative belief is serving you. And then you might say, well, it's not. Well, it is. Otherwise, you wouldn't believe it. We are actually perfectly designed. Every single thing that we believe and do is set up perfectly in alignment with our belief system for how the world works. So if you believe that if you step up those next levels and really shine, like, even if people think that you're already shining, even if people think that you're already a superwoman, even if you're already successful, yet you've got these next levels above you that you're like, oh yeah, but I don't know, that one could be risky. Well, that's where you tune into the fear you have around it, and you start asking why. Why is this serving me to believe that it's not safe for me to shine to these levels, or whatever your limiting belief is, right? And you may go to say, well, it doesn't serve me, but it does. So, for instance, if you believe that people will get jealous of you, or that you can't trust the universe, or you can't trust yourself, well, then you know what's going to happen. You're going to protect yourself, and that might even show up in some sort of chronic illness or some calamity or some drama that happens in your life, right? And it's set up perfectly in alignment with what you believe to be true about how the world works. And this is why you're not broken. This is why there's nothing wrong with you. This is why there's no problem as such to solve. It's about tuning into what are your actual beliefs and how are they serving you? What is it that you actually believe about the world? And then you go about proving them wrong. You go about picking them apart. And yeah, you can do the one where you, like I said at the start of this, where you blow it out of proportion. You can go in and just genuinely talk to these parts of you. Like, you can't just change your mind on the surface. You have to actually sit with these negative thoughts for a while, these feelings in your body, and just accept that it's there. Let yourself think it and feel it. Say, you know what, I do admit I don't trust myself. This part of me in here doesn't trust myself, or this part of me in here doesn't trust life. It doesn't trust people. It's, still resentful over what happened. And you find that part of you. And rather than instantly trying to change it, which is what everyone tries to do, you need to sit with it, relax around it, let it expand and let it be there, because it's been there for years anyway. It's already there. So what if instead of trying to, when you find the fear, instead of trying to instantly get rid of it, what if instead you reveal it? You see it. You allow it to come up in your body, and rather than fighting with it, it's this thing that's already there. You just sit with it. You go, well, what are you about? Why are you here? What does it really feel like? What do you really believe? And as you get to know these parts of yourself, then they soften because they feel heard and not attacked. And then you can start to actually reason with them, use your reason, help them realize that they will not be annihilated when they change their beliefs, like when these parts of you inside your unconscious mind. See, they think that if these parts of you think that if you change the belief there, it will be gone. You're trying to release it and get rid of it. But you have to stop that, because it's not a fear. It's a part of you in fear. It's a part of you in a mood of fear. Do you see? So it's like, you can't just release yourself. You have to bring yourself in and comfort yourself. Find out why you're scared, and then lovingly and patiently help it see things differently and help it realize that it doesn't need to go anywhere. You're not trying to release it and get rid of it. You're not trying to push it out the window. And if you are, stop it with a breath. Instead of trying to push it out that window, what if instead you brought it in and you let it know? This is what we do in our sessions. You let this part of you know, I give you permission to stay and I will protect you, but I need to give you a new job. Okay, what if we could see this differently? What if instead we could do it this way? And then there's part of you that's been protecting yourself by maybe it's been making your energy low. Okay, you had this low energy, and instead of like staying in this low energy state because it's trying to protect you, because you're thinking, oh, it's so hard, it's so hard, it's so hard. What if instead it was able to see the opportunities and the blessings? And what if instead it was able to just have a rest and not have to look out for you so much? So when you realize that these parts of you that are in fear are not fear itself, they're a part of you in a mood of fear. That's when you can bring it in and embrace these parts of you, and that's when they'll start to shift naturally. You have to understand that you don't just have like fear upon you. It's literally a part of you in fear. So you can't just release the fear. As I just said, you have to bring it in and embrace it and help it feel safe. And this can be really hard to do because you're actually trying to change it without trying to change it. So you have to give it permission to be here. And you have to realize you're not really so much transmuting the emotion as you are transmuting yourself. It's your reaction to the emotion. It's your, pushing against the fear. I can't handle this fear, that you're transmuting. It's a breathing it into your body and allowing it to expand, which will seem like it hurts more. But as you breathe and you use your courage and your capacity to open the cells of your body and let the feeling move through, it will feel like it's getting worse, but it's not. It's just expanding through your body. And as it moves on its own, it will start to dissolve and it'll start to change, and you'll start to feel better and lighter and more confident and more sure of yourself. And this is where you can then program in the positive beliefs. You can make new decisions. You can from this place find what was the commitments that you made when you were young to life, to yourself. Like when you were young, did you see that maybe someone stole off you when you were a kid, and so you decided never to trust people again? And you're like, oh, that's it. I'm always going to be on guard around people. And then you made this decision to maybe always be on guard around people, or, you made this decision that if you shine a certain level of brightness, people will be jealous. So you will never shine so bright, or you'll never, whatever it is. And you make these commitments when you're kids, and they actually get stuck in your being, and they're operating like an actual program. Like if this happens, then this other thing happens. So if somebody, starts complimenting you on how amazing you are, then you'll instantly shut down maybe. If you start getting too successful, then you'll instantly back away and get small. Because when you're a kid, you made the decision that it wasn't safe for whichever outcome you made. And so we have to go in and find those commitments that you made, these promises and these vows, and go and consciously change them, because none of the negative thoughts are actually the problem. Okay, what the problem is that you're not willing to go in and consciously bring the negative into the light, because it's the unconscious mind that's the monster. When you bring the unconscious mind into the light and make it known, so you make your negative thoughts, these feelings that you just feel in your body that make you act a certain way, you're like, oh, I don't know. You do know, or you can know. That's what I'm here to help my clients do, is we go in and we find that part of you that's in shock, that's in pain, that's in shame, that's in guilt, that's in regret, that's in fear, whatever it is. We all have them. We all have so many deep emotions that we are not looking at because we're being taught to repress them all. And when you bring them up into the light and you like see them, you're like, oh, wait there. The reason I've been holding back is because, and you're, and it's like this whole ding, 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 ding. It's because of this thing happened when I was a kid. I cannot believe this is even happening. I cannot believe this is still a thing. And then you realize that it is a thing. Guess what? Then you have the power to change it. But for as long as it's running underneath the surface where you can't see it, where you're not willing to look at it because you think, I don't know, maybe you don't have time, maybe it's too painful, maybe it's too expensive to, hire someone like me, maybe you just can't be bothered, maybe you don't even believe you have any issues, well, then you need the work more than ever. But, I only work with people who really know that they do have issues. Sure, you may be successful, sure, you've created many amazing things in your life, but you're smart enough and wise enough to know that there's still so much more under the surface that's holding you back, and that is not how life is. These things that, aren't quite how you want them, that's not just how life is. It's you. It's how you're holding back. It's how you're responding to life. It's how you're reacting. It's what you're believing and feeling, and what you're putting out is being reflected back to you. And for those of you that understand that and are done playing the victim, and you might even find that in some areas of your life you still are, and playing the victim means that you're saying, well, I can't do this because of this thing. It's like, well, I'm stuck in this because of this thing. It could be literally because of the place I live. It could be because people are holding me back. It could be because of the way I look. It could be because of the money I have. That's playing the victim. And so it feels really real. Really, really real. But it's not real. But it is real to you because you're living in this maze that's making it real and bringing all these mirror reflections back to you. But it's not actually real. But it becomes real because you think it. And so it seems like it's real. But when you learn how to go and change these parts of you and take full 100% responsibility for your life, well, guess what? If you are the one that created it, if it's your fault, then you are the one who can recreate it, and it's within your power to change it. But to change it, you have to be willing to swallow that bitter pill and go, oh, wait, actually, even though that person really did me wrong, they only did me wrong because I had a matching pattern that allowed them to do that to me, that put up with it, that drew that behavior out of them, that drew that person into my life, that stopped me from saying no and setting boundaries because I had these fears, da-da-da-da-da. And that's what we help unpack and discover in my sessions, because yeah, you can and should actually do this work on your own, but you also can and should work with a gifted guide like myself, because I could tell you the thousands upon thousands of dollars that I've spent on my inner work, my energy work to transform my trauma, my PTSD, my chronic anxiety, my chronic illnesses. I haven't missed a cent. In fact, it's exponentially increased my abundance and my wealth. It's exponentially increased my health and my ability to communicate and understand myself and the world. So there is nothing more valuable than your transformational inner work. And I can tell you this from experience in my life. And I don't know, I mean, is it thousands of clients? Definitely, well, maybe over 1,000 clients that I've helped around the world for sure. And more, definitely thousands when you include my programs and my YouTube videos and the people that message me and say, I've been doing your videos for years and, save my marriage and help me get promotion at work, and all these crazy things happen in people's lives when they change their reality from the inside out. When you release your unforgiveness, the pain and the hurt that you're holding onto unconsciously that you don't even think of most days. It's just under the surface. If you invest your time, your energy, your money, your focus, your attention to go into these parts of you that, you hardly ever think of, but they are controlling your reality. Just look at your reality. Inside, everything you feel is the projector, it's the film strip. Everything you see outside of you is just like the movie screen. It's just the movie screen that's projecting everything you have inside. So if you see something happening in your reality no matter how healed you think you are, if it's something that you don't like, then it's because you've got something that you're feeling inside that you're probably ignoring, that you're probably not understanding, because we are as deep as an ocean and more deep as the universe, you know? And so it's so important to really go in and look at these parts of you and to realize that just because you think it, it doesn't mean it's true. Now, I'll give you one more. Okay, so another way to really understand how how to change your thinking, oh, this is really important, is to understand that thoughts that feel heavy, and like, let's say you say, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, I'm not good enough. Well, what does that do? It makes you feel really bad and wobbly, doesn't it? Really bad. You know why? Because it's a lie against the truth of your being. It's a lie against who you really are. You are a divine being of God, of light, of love. You actually are truly and infinitely divine, okay? And you have as much potential as anyone else, because ultimately we're blank slates on the deepest core of our being, of love. But then we have all these experiences that turn us like inside out and create these mazes and these walls from fear and shame and pain and limitation, which we need some limitations, okay? Otherwise we couldn't be human. So, you know, the one limitation is to believe that we're human, right? So that's a very important limitation. But what you want to do is start noticing how your thoughts make you think, make you feel. What you want to do, let me repeat that. How do your thoughts make you feel when you say them? So if this is hitting home, give me a like or, you know, a thumbs up or something like that to help more people see it and so that I know that you're here. Hi, Sunny. Welcome. It's so good to see you here. I always love having you here. Thank you so much for commenting. And so here's the thing. When you say these things like, I'm not good enough, like, I can't do it, I'm stupid, you know, like, whatever it is, you're going to feel bad. And then people think the worse it feels, the truer it is, but it's the opposite. The worse it feels, the more of a lie it is. So when you start to feel heavy and like, that means it's a lie. And if you can really get this in your head, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie, because it's heavy, it's shaky, it's against who I really am. And then you start finding a better feeling thought, such as, well, maybe I could be good enough. You'll see that naturally feels better in your body. Try it. Okay, so say out loud or like quietly to yourself, like think about something that you have an insecurity about, okay? So just do this for a second. It's not going to create it because it's already happening in your body. So think about it or say it out loud. Think about that thing you have an insecurity about, you want to do, but maybe you can't. You say, I'm not good enough. I can't do it. It won't work. Okay, notice how your body gets heavier and heavier. And now say, well, what if it could? What if it could work? What if I could be good enough? Maybe I am good enough. Maybe it could work out one day in the future. Okay, so say those. And notice how your body starts changing vibration. Now this is why you can't just like blanket affirmations. You have to actually get in tune with what you're really thinking and feeling. So if you're actually thinking, oh, this isn't going to work, and you just go, it's going to work, I feel great, you're lying to yourself. Okay? But if you go, wait there, I have this part of me that's like, oh, really crunchy and heavy and wobbly and, oh, it feels like I can't do it. But what if I could? Because I know, and you say to yourself, I know that these heavy thoughts are against the truth of who I am. And I have as much potential as anyone else because I'm made of God or I'm made of light or love or the universe, whichever word you like for great spirit, right? And you start then saying, but okay, let's try play around with something. And it might be clunky and weird at first. And you say, well, maybe it could work. And you take a breath. And you go, no, it can't work. Okay, even though I feel like it can't work. And you say this to yourself, hold the areas where you feel it. You know, maybe you feel it here. Like, maybe you feel it here. You know, oh, it feels like it can't work. But take a breath. What if it could? Maybe it could. The truth is I'm an infinite being. And you'll start noticing that actually feels lighter because it's the truth. And so the more you get used to playing around with the thoughts in your head rather than just hearing statements and letting that be how it is, ask yourself questions. What if it could be easy? What if it is easy? What if it actually is easier than I think? And you'll see this beautiful lightness and airiness come up in your body. So if that works for you, let me know in the comments. If this has helped you, please share this video to help more people get hold of this powerful information, because it's amazing the amount, how easy, like even those of us, we've done a lot of inner work, we all still need that wake up call, that shake up call at that certain moment of a day that'll just switch us back into the power of our being. Yeah, so if you want to give back an energy exchange in any way, feel free to share, and if not, that's okay too. Now, so you know, I have one-to-one sessions open. These are for high-level clients who are already well-versed in their inner work. This isn't for you if you just want like a quick sort of fix. It's more like if you're the type of person that's willing to completely rewrite the way that they think, like somebody would go in and learn to play the piano. So if you wanted to go and learn to play the piano, you wouldn't just go and get one lesson and then be, oh, that's it, I'm completely, expert at piano, would you? Okay, because you have to rewrite it. You have to write it into your mind how to play piano, right? So instead, my work is for those who are really willing to go and rewrite the entire way they think to themselves, the entire way they communicate from within. So you communicate from like God-centered, divine-centered. It doesn't matter if you're religious or just spiritual, whichever words feel right for you, for the faith you have in the greater intelligence that guides us is what we'll work with. So when you learn how to rewrite yourself so you think from the solution instead of the problem, well, then everything becomes a solution. When you learn how to realize that everything is happening for your own good, and when things seem to be going wrong, you learn how to actually think of it from, well, how is this actually serving and benefiting me? No matter how bad it is, it's only showing up because it's serving you in some way. And that might be directly because, of some way that you're attached onto something that you really want, and you have to learn how to unhook from it before you can have what you want. So we get so attached to the things that we want. We get so attached to these ideas of who we have to be accepted, don't we? But the truth is, to get what we want and have what we want and keep what we want, we have to be willing to let go of what we want and know that we're okay without it. And so a lot of the time when we lose things, or we have calamities and dramas and things come up in our life, it's because we're so attached to the idea that we need to be or have or do these things to be worthy, to be happy, to be enough. And it's just a lie. And so you're going to keep being shown experiences that you really don't want, because this isn't about what you want. This is about who you are and what you're reflecting. This is about your spiritual purification. This is about your soul over lifetimes, like seriously. So it's not about what you want. It's, in a way it is, but it really is more about what you need and who you are. And so when you learn how to unhook from this idea, well, I need to look a certain way to be happy or be approved of, to be worthy. And if I'm not, then, it's the end of the world. Now, that was my life for years, all my life. Even when I was thin, even when I was fit, that's how I felt deep inside. And it took such a long journey to finally unhook from needing to look a certain way to be accepted. And once I did, then the weight actually started falling off me because I no longer felt so ashamed and so self-judged, and like other people were judging me, and people only would have judged me because I was judging me, and it's a reflection, right? So once you learn how to unhook, like, this is the most important work you can do, because it's not just something extra you add onto your life. It's literally the foundation that you walk upon and you build your structure of your life upon, so that rather than because whatever your intention is what's created from. So if your intention, for instance, is I have to look great because otherwise people won't accept me, or I have to make a lot of money, and if I don't, then I won't be worthy and people will judge me, well, then that's a real shaky foundation, because it's based upon what other people think of you. And then when you inevitably have some sort of downfall or some problem come up, it'll fall down like a house of cards. So when you can put it on a rock solid foundation of, well, yeah, of course, I'm wealthy because it's my birthright. I'm healthy because it's my birthright. And if I'm not, I'll be okay because I'm still wealthy anyway. Like, the money will still come in eventually. I'll still be supported and held in the universe. Even if I'm not exactly how I want to look, I'm still okay. I'm still valuable as a person. And when you can get that in your system, and I can tell you, as someone that I've been on both ends. I've been on this super feeling I needed all this stuff to be any level of liked, to now it's just, I've moved it through me over years and years and years. And I can tell you, to be on that rock solid foundation where you just trust, and sure, obviously have more stuff to do, but at the same time, it's so different than it used to be. It's not the same. When you can come from a place of knowing that you're enough, even when you don't have what you want, even when you don't look how you want, even when you don't feel how you want, then nothing can affect you, really. I mean, you will be affected, but it won't be like this world breaking situation where everything in your reality falls down. It won't be that anymore. Just shake it off, and you know that you're still okay. Even when you embarrass yourself, you know that it's okay. And you have to be able to embarrass yourself to create magic in your life. You have to be able to be the beginner, to be the fool, to create that magic. That is what turns you into the magician. That is what turns you into the wizard of the universe, is when you're allowing yourself to show up and, you know, not be perfect. Because I 100% know for a fact that I'm not perfect right now. I know I've tripped over a lot of my words. You know, I know that half the time I almost lost my train of thought. And if I was really worried about that, like in the old days, when I used to do lives, I would hop off the live stream with a burning embarrassment and a burning shame. But I mean, fortunately, I'd still show up most of the time, but then I wouldn't, and then I would, and then I wouldn't. But now it's like, I'm here. I'm here because I know that I've got something important to share. And more than that, I'm sharing it for myself because I feel better when I do, because it's part of my art and my creativity and my play, and it pumps me up. And I know for a fact that we all have stuff, like issues and fears and blocks in the way. And sometimes just seeing someone like me, just saying one thing, one sentence I say, or one thought stream could just completely change your perspective for the day and help you get your head out of your ass. So you stop feeling sorry for yourself for a second and start just, okay, well, what can I do? What is possible with this? Rather than thinking that you need something else. What if instead you work with what you actually have? Okay, well, I don't have that, but I do have this. What can I actually do from where I am? Because you have everything you need where you are. This is the secret, is that you have to make where you are perfect now. You have to make where you are perfect now. And you do it gradually. You don't move over there. You don't, when I move over there, then I'll be happy. No, you start here. You start right where you are. Because your bedroom, you start in your bedroom, in your living room. I'm kid you not. Start in your living room, in your house. Bedroom, living room, whichever place is easiest. One room in your house. And you start perfecting it. You start decluttering one little box or one little area. You start throwing out something that's like just sort of raggedy and like you don't love, and leave an empty space if you need. And then put something new there when you can. And perfecting your area around you actually changes your inner world. And then it starts changing your life around you. So do not discount the power of changing where you are right now. It's not about getting something else. It's about working with what you have right now. And if you want to know how to do this, then you can apply to be my one-to-one client. If you're already a high-level person, that, you know, you probably have high-level clients of your own. You're probably seen as a superwoman, but you know that there's more to life. You know that there's these parts of you that still feel insecure, that you're worried what people think. And, you know, you just know that you can do more and be more and have more. But this isn't about doing more, being more and having more. This is about being your real self. This is about releasing the shackles of feeling like you need to do, be, and have more, which paradoxically will actually help you be, do, and have more. The more you let go of what you think you need to have, the more you'll have it. And this is a profound spiritual truth. You have to unhook your attachment from what it is you think you want and you think you need. Then what you have, what you want will come back to you. Okay, so we've got a comment that says, I feel I lost everything. And maybe you have, in a way. But, I mean, you haven't lost everything. You've still got your life. You've still got this device that you're looking at, right? Don't mean to minimize what you're going through at all. But it's about realizing that you still haven't lost everything. And if you have lost, whatever you have lost, it's showing up to show you what's happening inside of yourself that you can heal and look at and embrace and help feel safe and start to change from the inside out. And sometimes when you lose things, it's an actual redirection. Rather than a rejection or a loss, it's a redirection. So look at where you are now and say, okay, well, sure, I've lost all this stuff, but what else do I have? What can I do with what I have now? And then, and it might seem at first like it's not enough. It's hard, it costs too much, it's too far away, or whatever it is. But it is what it is, what it is. And that's all that it is. You just got to look at what you have now, put your, big girl, big boy pants on, and say, well, sucks, but life will get better. What can I do with it? And let yourself hurt. Feel the hurt. And then embrace it. Realize that it's a part of you that needs your love. It's a part of you that isn't just pain. It's literally you in pain. And so find out how to nurse and help these parts of you. And as you know, do my inner work. I've got loads of free resources on YouTube, loads of tapping. And yeah, it does take some gumption to get through it. That's true. But use your gumption, use your tenacity, do my videos, do many videos, do hours and hours and hours of my energy work videos, and just tap on exactly whatever stories match your own stories, replace the words with your own, and that point where you want to turn it off, take a deep breath and just reset your attention span and keep going, knowing that this is the price you have to pay to transmute that negative stuff. And once you do several sessions, you get them under your belt, then you're going to feel a lot better and things will start changing. And then if you can keep going, do several more, you'll start seeing way big life changes, right? So go on my YouTube and do my tapping sessions. If you think you don't have time, do it right before you go to bed. Or if you're early bed, right when you wake up. Even if you're tired, do it anyway, right? It is what it is, and it's all that it is. So all you can do is work with what you have, yeah? So, if this has helped you, please let me know. Let me know any questions you have. I also have home study programs if you'd like to go deeper. If you'd like some of my premium tapping sessions, yeah, I've got home study programs. I've also got loads of free content too, so everybody can get a transformation. And loads of people have gotten big life-altering transformations from my free stuff. You just have to have the gumption to go in and do it. And then for those of you that are really ready for that, to invest that time, that energy, the money into going in and rewriting the entire reality from inside out, then you can apply to work with me as a one-to-one client. Feel free to message me for no obligation chat, like no pressure. I'm not going to try to pressure you into it because I only work with people that are genuinely excited to do the work. So if you're like, I'm not going to be like, oh, why don't you work with me? No, I don't want that. No. I only work with people that are genuinely interested in going in, doing the work, who know the power of inner work, who know the power of energy work, and are just looking for the right teacher with the most potent, powerful method. And my unique methodology is like nothing else. It's trauma informed, it's somatic based, it's advanced psychology, it's grounded in intelligent spiritual law, it's based in God, the divine, great spirit, infinite, the 0 point field, it doesn't matter. It's faith in the greater beyond. And I teach you how to pray properly. I teach you how to spiritually fortify yourself. I teach you how to become resilient, how to let go of anxiety, shame, pain, even chronic illness. I literally also work with chronic illness, heal back pain, sciatica. I save clients from hysterectomies, and it's all one and the same work. It all works by going in the same way, right? Going in through the sensations in your body, talking to your body, bringing up your unconscious mind, finding your fears, your shames, your pains, your beliefs, and expertly and painstakingly changing them, right? But it gets to be fun. Okay, so this has been fun. So I'm Kai Clifford, and I'm here to help you sort yourself out. Okay, because life gets to be fun. It gets to be easy. And once you realize and you accept that life is hard, that's when it starts to become easy. Okay, I know it's a paradox, but life is a paradox. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I'm so glad that you say that you loved that. Great. Okay, have a great night and day. Bye.